Welcome to another episode of Millennial Investing Explained. Here's today's question. So going back to your points about business plans, do you think it limits creativity? Do you think creating a business plan can almost hurt somebody?
Oh, I think it's silly. I think it's, there's that old saying that says, we plan and God laughs, and there's like 1,000 variations of that old proverb. So your plan is going to change so many times. It's crazy. I mean, to sit there and put days and weeks and months of thought into this 10-page document that it's all going to change within months, it's downright silly. So that's my concern. Yes, it absolutely destroys creativity because it is so challenging to take a startup to the first $1 million, $2 million, because it's changing daily. And you've got to keep bobbing and weaving and adjusting and evolving to what your customer is telling you, to what's happening with the product or the service. Yeah, so you've got to be nimble, flexible, and be ready to turn on a dime, not read a document every day to make sure you're on track with every word in the document. So in my opinion, it crushes creativity.
And for everyone listening, I think it's very important to realize here what Gino's saying is that you need to have a vision. You need to know where you want to go, but you don't need to have a 10-page business plan to do that. So you do need to be prepared. You do need to know where you want to eventually take the business, but you don't necessarily need that step-by-step guide and a business plan. I'm also curious to get your perspective on this other thought I'm actually pretty passionate about that I try and help other entrepreneurs with is you could spend, maybe a couple weeks to maybe a month or 2 months working on a business plan. And then maybe you get down the line and you realize that the business isn't scalable or it's not going to work out for whatever reason. And you wasted all of that time. Now, if you just didn't do that, you could have done things that actually matter for that business. And I think that's something I'm passionate about teaching people is focus on the things that really matter. Don't worry about those types of things. I see people create business cards and, t-shirts and business plans. Then I think they all go into the same thing where they're not making a material impact on the business and they're not driving the business forward. And you're just wasting all of that time.
My thought on that is, I've kind of already said it. So we're in total agreement and in sync on that I just think it's a gross waste of time to put that kind of effort when the reality of it is, if, it all starts with you having an idea, you having a product, a service, a void you want to fill, something you discovered. And so assuming you do that, now you've got two choices. Hunker down for the next 3 months and write a 25-page business plan, or go out and sell one of these things that you created. Just go out and find one person that will buy it. I mean, that's the reality. Because it's not valuable, it's wrong, it needs a change. But that's where you're going to learn the most than hunkered down in your living room, typing out a plan for, days and hours and weeks and months. So just get out there and just sell one. And then once you sell one, then sell 2, then 5, then 10, then 100, then 1,000, then you have a company. I mean, that's really how the process works.
And if, say it takes 3 months to do the business plan, say if you skip that step and you go right into building the business and halfway through you realize it doesn't work. So now you spent a month and a half. Now you're on to your second idea. And now you have a month and a half on that. You can go through multiple things. And now, you have time to try multiple things. And no, your first thing might not hit, but you have time to keep trying things. That's all for this episode of Millennial Investing Explained. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel to get even more free content.